The regional drought is so critical, the Caricom Secretariat has placed the matter on the agenda of its upcoming Heads of Government summits in Dominica next week. CEHI, the Caricom technical arm responsible for environmental management, is presently working on a subject paper for consideration by the heads. Executive Director Patricia Ackwing says the agency is advocating immediate-term measures and a sustainable plan for the future. She says despite the early and alarming signs, some countries were not adequately prepared for the severity of the drought.
The issue of the drought conditions has been predicted for some time now. Since last year, there was an observation made in the region that the rainfall pattern was not what it normally would be, and that should have sounded the alarm bells. One of our sister organizations called the Caribbean Institute for Meteorology and Hydrology, based in Barbados, in fact, issues the drought alerts. And from what we have been advised by them, they issue the alerts to the Met offices in the various countries, which are their constituents. But there's need for that kind of information to be disseminated laterally within the countries.
Technocrats describe water as the new oil and a complex issue beyond the sphere of local utility companies like Wasco. They say the resource requires a comprehensive long-range strategy to ensure its sustainability. The centerpiece of a proposed master plan for the region is the integrated water resource management approach.
It's a complex, I would say complex framework, but it recognizes that water is not just the business of the water company or the water utility or the government. The public at large, the various sectors, people who are farming, water for irrigation. It proposes things like water augmentation techniques, the use of rainwater harvesting and storage and treatment in some of our islands which are really water stressed. Whether or not we had this climatic situation, they're already water stressed, they've gone into desalination.
CEHI Program Director Dr. Christopher Cox says each country must have a well-thought-out framework to guide water resource management. He says the detailed plan encompasses environmental conservation, storage, infrastructural investments, and water safety.
So as you have a development plan for tourism sector, development plan for to deal with or address poverty issues, you need to have one that addresses water resources management. Short-term, medium-term, long-term strategic measures involving all your stakeholders, not only the issue of water in the pipe, but how you're going to treat the resource in terms of conservation of forest reserves, conservation of wastewater and management of wastewater, reuse of wastewater, management of your coastal waters for recreation.
Many countries do not currently have an integrated water resource management plan to deal with normal or even adverse weather conditions, which are quickly becoming the norm because of climate change. Amid the drought crisis, he says the public needs to be sensitized on the importance of water conservation, storage, rainwater harvesting, and recycling of wastewater. They say the cautionary note is not just for domestic households, but the productive sector, like agriculture and tourism, which depend heavily on the world's most precious resource. Winston Springer Jr., HTS News, Channel 4.